Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession, and as you can see I'm joined once again by Exhausted because today we are fitting coilovers to my Unos S Special Type 2. And here are the parts, very nice and very shiny, and you've got the springs just in there, which you can probably see, and that is the tool, which I believe, oh, I can't even get in to grab it, that's the tool that you use to adjust for ride height. That also looks pretty cool as well. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, ooh. Shiny. First things first, we need to jack the car up in order to get access to the old shocks to get them out. Then you need to take the wheels off, obviously. From there we need to remove the bottom bolt from the existing shock before doing the same for the top bolts, but because my model has got the strut bar, that has to be removed first. As you can see, it was rather hot, so we had to be rather careful when we handled it. After that, it was time to remove the top part of the drop link, as that gives us more play and more freedom of movement, but even that didn't quite work. So it was time to try something else. Right, so we're having a bit of faff trying to get the old springs out, but thankfully Oscar has got these very handy spring compressors. So what you do is you've got a kind of clip either end, you clip it onto the spring, you can compress it down, and it makes it easier to get out. Hopefully that'll work. If not, then it's plan C, because this is plan B. So hopefully this works. Fingers and toes crossed. Unfortunately, getting these tightened does take quite a bit of time, so you may want to go and put the kettle on. Even with this, it still wasn't enough, but we got there in the end. Right, so after what felt like forever, we have got the old shock out. And if we come over here, Exhausted is just getting the gas gold shock ready, primed and ready for action to be fitted into the Unos. There we are. It's all lovely and shiny. Once the new shock was in, it was time to reattach the top drop link as well as the bottom and top bolts for the shock itself. Once that was done, it was time to repeat the process for the near side front, and after that it was time for a well-deserved break. Oh, it's hot, it's 27 degrees, just starting on the second coilover, but lunch is here. Oh, yummy. So yes, I think Oscar and I have deserved a nice McDonald's, and people, yes, well, and you as well.
We're jumping on something.
Okay. So yes, so we're gonna have a spot of lunch and then back to it. After lunch, it was time to do the rear, and this turned out to be more of a faff than I first thought. Right, so the front wheels are done, well, front coilovers are done, I should say. We are yet to adjust for height because we want to get the rears done first, because this job has taken a fair bit longer than expected, but these things always do. Now, for anyone looking to change coilovers, I've got a warning for you. Trying to undo the bolts for the rear shocks is a ball ache. It's an absolute ball ache. So you've got these two nuts that we've taken off there. Those weren't too bad, but Oscar did those ones. So you've got one there and you've got one on the other side. This side, however, is a bastard. Excuse my French, because you've got these hoses here and you can't even see it on camera, so it's difficult to tell you. So that hole there, yeah, that was where one of the nuts went, and then somewhere here, you can't even see it, that's why it's so goddamn awkward, is where you take the other nut off. So not only can you not see it, there's very little room to manoeuvre and operate in there. So yeah, I must admit there was quite a lot of swearing trying to get those two nuts off, but they are off, and we're now in a position where we could start taking the old shocks off and putting the new ones on, and then hopefully we'll finally get this job done, because I am friggin' knackered and it's so hot today. I know I've said it before, but it's boiling. On the plus side, once the bolts were removed, getting the rear shocks out were a damn sight easier than the front ones, and the same goes for getting the new ones in as well. Once they were all in, it was a case of adjusting the ride height, which would have been easier if Oscar had a bloody tape measure. Right, so all the coilovers are now on, finally. Obviously we're getting the stiffness right and the ride height sorted as well. Obviously it's trial and error, so the settings we do today may not be correct or right for what I want it. So yeah, like I say guys, there's no real perfect settings because obviously different people have got different tastes. Yeah, so the front was riding a little bit too low for my liking, so we're just raising it up a little bit. As Oscar said, I've gone for quite a stiff setup to begin with because, you know, I'm so used to my Seat, which has got a pretty hard ride, so I'm not too bothered about an overly firm ride. But obviously, if it's too firm, I can adjust it, or if it's not firm enough, again, I can adjust it as well. So that is the wonders of such a component. They are very adjustable. Right, so it has been a very long day. We've come up against quite a few challenges. Quite a few, yeah. But we got there in the end. Obviously with coilovers it is very much trial and error in regards to getting the stiffness right and the ride height right. So the chances are the setup now isn't what I want it to be. But like I say, that is all about trial and error. But anyway, that's enough from us. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget guys, don't forget to click that bell icon, so every time I make a video you get notified so you don't miss any. Fantastic. But until the next time guys, I will see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe for more car obsession, and of course this guy here, Exhausted.